Hey viewers, this is Shivraj from First Principles, and today we are going to talk about killer landing pages, and I'm going to show you how we do it. So before we go ahead and start, let me talk a little bit about myself. I have 5 years. I'm a senior product marketing analyst here at First Principles. I have 5 years of experience in B2B SaaS marketing. Talking about First Principles is a B2B SaaS company. It has multiple daughter products or daughter SaaS companies, which is like Syndication Pro, Great Wet, Lanteria, and few others. So moving on, so we're going to talk about 9 different points that's going to help you out in creating a killer landing page. So the first point for us to understand is the purpose of a landing page. A landing page is a web page, specifically designed and created with a clear focus on purpose in mind, right? So if you think, the primary objective is to persuade the visitor to take a specific action that you want or that you desire of. So if I go and categorize all those desires, I can categorize in 6 different things. So it might be in terms of lead generation. The second category that I would put it into is sales and conversion. Third would be like an event registration. You go ahead and use landing page for app downloads, product launches. And let's say you want to go ahead and do some kind of survey or feedback, you can go ahead and use landing pages. Now, the point 2 that I'm going to discuss is what are the different components of a landing page? Landing page might have different components based on what kind of objective that you want to go ahead and achieve. But broadly, I can go ahead and, put in 9 different sections. So the first section is headline, which kind of defines what the entire landing page is about. Subheading, again, is kind of describes about the product or the service that you're trying to do. Hero image or video. Then the fourth section is benefit-oriented copy, which kind of detailedly describes what the offering is. Then you have CTA, which is call to action, which kind of moves on from landing page to a desired particular endpoint. And the 6 components is the lead capture form or any kind of other link that you want to go ahead and put, maybe kind of, an app download link or a form link or anything. Then the 7th component that I would go ahead and choose is social proof. If it's again related to sales and marketing, yeah, you can definitely go ahead and put a social proof. Then additional features and benefits that you want to go ahead and highlight within the landing page that might go ahead and help you out in the conversion. And the last and the best one is the trust factor. Trust factor can be anything. You can go ahead and put a security badge or, like a partnership logo or, an award or a certification or even a review that might help you out. So the third point within the landing page is the effective headline. So it's important for us to understand or create an effective headline. Creating an effective headline for a landing page is very crucial. As it's the first element that captures the visitor's attention. And I personally believe that the first 3 seconds is very crucial, right? And if that 3 seconds is gone and the visitor is not like if the landing page does not grab the attention of the visitors, that means it's a lost lead, right? So to go ahead and come up with an effective headline, the first thing that you need to understand is a clear communication of the benefit. If you do not go ahead and communicate the benefit, it's a dead headline, right? Keep it consistent and very specific. Make sure that it's consistent, up to the point. Use persuasive language. That is something that has helped me very personally. Consider the target audience. So if you do not go and consider the target audience and the landing page is very general and unspecific, the probability of conversion is very low. Right. The fifth and the final point is use numbers and stats if it's relevant to your particular business or landing. So what we're going to do is we'll understand, I have 2 images over here on the next slide that I'm going to show you. So over here we have a Canadian-based law firm, and if you look at the headline, they say, hey, we're on your site, schedule an affordable consultation with our team of expert. Now, if you go ahead and take a look at this particular headline, it's not specific. It's not consistent. It's not a target-oriented headline, right? Doesn't make sense. If I was a person who wanted a consultation from a law firm, and if I read this, I do not feel related to it, right? Now, kind of moving on to the next slide. Over here, if you take a look at it, they've changed the headline, and it's way much better when compared to the previous one. They say, hey, We're here to help schedule an affordable consultation with Toronto's best family lawyer. This is something that I can go ahead and relate, because affordable is something that I'm looking for, and in Toronto, and a family law. So it's specifically targeted to one particular segment. It's consistent and it's upfront, and it kind of gives a value to the reader or the viewer, right? So moving on to the fourth point of the landing page is the CTA, right? Call to action. A clear and effective call to action is crucial for guiding visitors on your landing page. Uh, and basically, to make sure that the end objective or the desired action is achieved. Some of the good tips that I can go ahead and tell you in terms of CTA is, use action oriented language. Tell them to go ahead and do something. Uh, Keep it short and very straightforward. Design your CTA which kind of stands out when compared to the entire landing page, so that they can go ahead and look at that prominently. Create a sense of urgency. Creating a sense of urgency kind of pushes the viewers to go ahead and click on it and see what is going to happen. And sometimes you can go ahead and highlight the benefit within the CTA itself. That is very useful, and provide a clarity to what is going to happen in the next step once the person is going to click, right? So if I go ahead and give some of the examples of good, CTAs, let's consider, a service-based business. Like schedule a service call now is something, that you can go ahead and try, save on classes, and, for example, make your holiday cleaning very simple. It kind of provides the benefit, and the viewer will go ahead and understand by clicking that what kind of value is that person going to get, right? So again, if you want another good one, like save on your membership, right? Clicking on that particular landing page will go ahead and save X amount of dollar for that particular viewer on the membership, right? So if I take an example of a bad CTA, I can go ahead and give you like click here, shop, review, next, continue, add your contact info here. These are some of the worst CTAs, and normally the click-through rate will be very low for this, right? So the fifth point that I want to go ahead and talk is the visual elements and simplified design and layout. So if we go ahead and take take into consideration visual elements, and basically they're essential for creating an effective landing page. They capture visitors' attention and make a strong first impression. Consistent visual branding reinforces the product identity, right? Like we go ahead and view something and instantly we understand it's that particular product, right? And physical products have been very good at this, and digital products is something that they are doing it right now. While a simplified design layout makes the page visually pleasing and easy to navigate, right? So let's go ahead and take Marketer over here as an example. So they have their own old landing page. I'm pretty sure they would have changed. Nothing against Marketer or anything, but I've just taken an example over here. So if you go ahead and look at this particular landing page of Marketer, and if you see the headline is not prominent and doesn't tell anything, right? And the subheading or the description is very lengthy. Nobody wants to go ahead and read. And my first 3 seconds, like I'm going all over the places, right? Doesn't make sense. And if you look at the form towards the right-hand side, it feels very cluttery. It feels very old. Doesn't give a sense that it's something new or something very well in that particular market or anything, right? So it's basically it does not please the eyes. So if I go ahead and move on to the next slide, I have another example of a good landing page, and this is from Basecamp. And if you see, it's not heavy it's not basically content heavy. If you look at the heading, it gives you the value, and if you look at the subheading, it kind of provides a solution for a problem, right? And also they're kind of redirected or put an arrow mark towards the form, which kind of hints you to go ahead and look at that, and makes you kind of fill the form, right? And overall, when you look at this particular landing page, it kind of gives you that, okay, you're basically more relatable to this particular landing page when you compare to the about landing page, right? Okay, moving on to the sixth point is the effective copywriting. So effective copywriting is basically crucial for capturing and retaining the attention of the audience and conveying the message persuasively, and inspiring them to take a particular action. when you're coming up with the copywriting, of the landing page, there are four things that you need to go ahead and understand and keep in mind. So understand your audience, focus on the benefits, use persuasive language. I think persuasive language is something that you have to do in all the segments of the landing page, and, create a sense of urgency, right? Okay, moving on to the seventh point is the social proof and testimonial. Social proof and testimonial are a powerful tool of building trust and credibility with your audience, right? E-commerce do that, and same thing is done by the landing page. They provide basically an evidence to others to have a positive experience with your product and service, right? So like it basically increases the likelihood that a new visitors will trust you, engage with your brand, and so some of the things that you will have to look forward or you can go and use is like customer testimonials, rating or reviews that you would have got, influence and endorsement if you're into that, social media mention, a positive one, don't put the negative ones, okay? And number of customers or subscribers, if this particular point is relevant to you. Video testimonials are very great, trust indicators like badge or third party, provider, they provide trust badge, which kind of increases, the trust factor of overall. Okay, so moving on to the eighth point, which is landing page analytics, which is very crucial. You might do XYZ on your landing page, implement ABCs, but you need to go in and understand if that particular landing page is working out for you or not. So basically, when you analyze the performance of your landing page, several key performance indicators, can provide a valuable insight to your effectiveness of landing page, right? So there are like 6 points that I would go ahead and you to concentrate on. The first one is conversion rate. So it's the formula is very simple. Number of conversions by number of visitors into 100. CTR is another KPI or metrics that you would want to go ahead and keep your eyes on, which is number of clicks by number of impressions by 100. The third one is bounce rate, number of single page sessions by number of entrances into 100. And time on page, so basically total time on page for all visitors by the number of previews, page views, right? And scroll depth is something that you'll have to understand. You can use heat maps like Hotjar to understand, where people are kind of scrolling, where they are clicking, where is their eye on within the landing page, right? The other thing and that you want to go and understand is the device and the browser breakdown. Basically understand what is the breakdown, what are people viewing your landing page on your phone, mobile, tablet. It kind of gives you an insight on, on which devices they're using, and so that you can go and optimize your landing page according to that. So moving on to the last and the ninth point is the post-conversion follow-up, which is very important, which most of the people forget is post-conversion follow-up. So post-conversion follow-up refers to an action taken after the visitor has completed the desired action on your landing page, right? Such as making a purchase, filling out a form, or any kind of desired action that you've given it through a CTA, right? So it aims to restore the relationship between the customer or the viewer with the landing page. It kind of encourages further, engagement, maximize the value of conversion, and hence. So there are a few ways that you can go ahead and do a post conversion follow up. You can send a thank you email, send an order confirmation if they kind of purchase something, upsell, cross sell emails, request a feedback, just tell them, how did you feel about our service or content or the product or the service that we're providing, a follow-up offer or promotion if they were bought ABC product, give them an offer on D product, something like that. Educate through content, personalize any kind of personalization communication that you want to go ahead and send. Social media engagement, any kind of mention that you want to go ahead and do about a big purchase or by any customers, and the best part is provide customer support. Yes, this is also a post-conversion follow-up. If let's say they've kind of taken up service or any product, maybe a SaaS product they would have taken, go ahead and directly send them an email here that we are here to help you out. This is our customer support link. Go ahead, use it. And that's how you create a killer landing page. So until next month, bye-bye, signing off.